So today I'm making a cute little spring bag. This is one of the panels for it. And for this project, I'm going to use this acrylic yarn here. And it is in a 5mm hook. But because it's a purse, I'm going to use 4.5mm. So I'm going to find my end here. And this is how you start any project. So I'm going to go make a little loop like this. Grab this loose end here. Place it in the middle. And then you're going to grab that piece while holding these two tail ends. And you can grab your hook, pop it through there, and give it a little tug to make it more secure. And to start a chain, we're just going to go yarn over, pull it through the first loop, and that's one. For this project, we're going to do 28 chains. Double check your work. Now we're going to do a single crochet into this chain right here. So we're going to start over here. One right here is connecting to this loop. You can see that. And we're going to go into the second one. And because we're using a smaller hook, it might be a little squeaky at first doing the first chain or first row here. So, and it usually is the hardest one, so just keep that in mind. Don't give up on the first row here. I just made it's actually a chain of 27. I'm sure I put that in the video. I know I said 28, but 27. And because it was 27 and we went into the second one, there are 26 single crochets. Honestly, you can do any number. This is just the number I picked. Just depends on how wide you want the bag. So 26. As long as it's an even amount, you will be just fine. So to start the first row of the pattern, we're going to do one single chain, one chain to start. And if you see the second hole here, we're going to go into that with a single crochet. And the hole that you just skipped over, we're going to do yarn over into the first one, grabbing the yarn, and that's one. So you should have 3 stitches on your hook. Then you're going to go yarn over into the same hole, pull through. That's 2. Yarn over, same thing, and pull up. You want these stitches to be all at the same length or height. And then we're going to go yarn over through all of these hoops. And that is 1. Now, second one, again, we're going to skip this first stitch right here, go into the second with a single crochet. And then going back into the one that we just skipped over. I'm gonna go yarn over, pull through. Would be 3 of them here. Yarn over, same stitch, pull through, yarn over, same stitch, pull through. Make sure all of them are nice and even. So you should have 2, 4, 6, 7. Now you're going to go yarn over and pull through all of those. Now you have 2. So you're going to repeat the process until you get to the end here. Now that we have this row done, this is where we left off on the last stitch. So what we're going to do is, don't pull tight. We're going to do just 1 single crochet that's about the size of this row. And then we're going to flip our work and do 1 more chain. Now, to start the second row, we're going to go on top of this, each little bubble here. So in the top 2, that, pull through, that's our single crochet, yarn over, and into this one right here. So you're going to repeat that process again until you hit the end. Make sure that all your bubble stitches are on top of each other so you don't have a weird amount. And you're going to repeat the process until you get to the desired height of the bag. So we worked on the width with the first chains that we did. And then you're going to build up until you are happy with the size. I believe it's 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the bubble rows. And then for the bottom of the bag, you're going to take about half of the first 2 panels. So I did 6 stitches for the bottom. We're going to work on the sides of the bag, so you can either do this pattern or you can do 2 little granny squares that will sit for the side of the bag. So to start, we're going to make a little circle similar on how you start tying your shoes. Grab our hook here. And this will secure itself. So have your loop right here. You're going to take the working end of your yarn, go over and go into the stitch right here. Yarn over, pull through, so there's 2 loops, and we'll finish off a single crochet. So that's 1. We're going to do a total of 6. And how to join your little circle here, you're going to go into the first stitch that you created. And instead of making a single crochet, you're just going to chain. So bring in the new loop into the old one. So you have a nice little circle here. And now you can take the loose end and pull it tight. Now you have a little circle. So now that we have 6 stitches to make a circle, I'm going to go chain 1, work into the same stitch, out, single crochet. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in each of these stitches here. Now that we have our second row done in our circle, we're going to chain 2, yarn over and into the same stitch as the chain, we're going to double crochet. And then in the next stitch right here, we're going to do 1 double crochet. And then the next we're going to do 2 double crochets. And then the next one we're going to do 1 double crochet. So you're going to repeat this pattern until you've reached back over here. So I just completed all my stitches for this, so I'm going to connect through the first stitch, and pull through. So now I'm going to chain 2. We're going to work into the same stitch here, double crochet. We're going to do 3 double crochets in the same stitch. 2, that's 3. So that is one part of the corner. We're going to chain 1 and 3 more double crochets in the same stitch. So that is one corner done. We're going to chain 1 and skip 3 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go into the 4th one with a double crochet, 2 more double crochets, now chain 1, same stitch, for 3 more double crochets. Turn your work. I do chain 1, 1, 2, 3, go into the 4th one. And to finish off, we're going to chain 1, go into the first stitch here, and again just pull through. So now we can cut off. Make sure to leave a tail end, yarn over and pull through. Now you can just take your tail end through your piece. You can either use a needle or a crochet hook for this. Cut this off. Over here, I'm going to pull the center nice and tight. Same thing, just going to reach under a few close by stitches. and pulling the yarn tails through. And go ahead and cut it off. And there we have it. So now what you're going to do is take a sewing needle and you're going to go along the edges here. I personally like to do a zigzag so it kind of camouflages, but honestly any secure stitch will do. So attach these points together. So you end up with something like this. This is the bottom. This is our first panel. And for the handle, I went ahead and did about 50 stitches or chains, one single crochet into the chain, and then our pattern that was on this panel, one row of that, one more chain, and I just attached it using my needle. So just take your time putting this all together, and I will show you the after results.